Hey guys, this is Sam Not Forgotten. We got another Ahri game here for you. I'm going to try a full game commentary this time, so I didn't cut out the backing animations or anything. If you did watch the first one, this game goes a little better, although we are on the other side of a kind of man-down thing. I end up having to play against Aatrox mid, and he leaves lane right away and pretty much never comes back until much later, so this time we are on the other side of an odd number of people, which aren't always the best games, but at least it should be more interesting to watch the advantage side of that. So here's just the beginning. We do have Fiddlesticks jungle. I'm the only one who stuck around after kind of that skirmish there at level 1 to help him with blue, and then Vayne kind of comes around. So I'll be heading to my lane pretty soon. Darius is in it. I wasn't sure if he was going top, but he eventually does. I guess he was just covering. So here comes Aatrox. He's coming mid, and that's going to be who I'm laning against for the first couple of minutes, and then I'll pretty much be by myself, and it'll kind of go from there. At first I wasn't sure how well I would do, since I know he's going to kind of dive on me and drop slows and start autoing me, but pretty much anytime he comes near me I can just charm him and drop some of my spells and then walk away, and the trades are pretty easy. Kind of like right there, and that ends up happening a couple more times. He's level 1, so health potions will get his health back up to pretty full. I think he's like level 3 when he finally leaves. So just working on farming. Like I said, I don't know at this point that my lane's going to be as easy as it ends up being, but we get to see a little bit of me laning against this Aatrox mid. I actually have tried Aatrox mid, and it's pretty fun. You get a lot of advantages against a lot of mid laners that don't like being dove on, because you can jump on them, get your knock up, get a slow, and get a bunch of high-powered auto attacks in. So on a lot of mid laners that can't trade you back in that way, he's actually a pretty valid mid. Pretty much anytime he's laning, he's going to have a lot of sustain. So he actually can be a valid mid, top, or jungle. He's a pretty fun champion to play, but let's try and keep it on Ahri. Like I said, I'm still kind of learning Ahri, still working on her basics. So right there is just really good. He's going to end up going back and not coming back from this, but just anytime I see my opportunity to charm and get my full combo off, I definitely want to do that, because even early you just do a lot of damage. And I'm learning quickly that you will get punished for throwing your Q around if you're not hitting them with it. It's a great harass tool and will do a lot of damage, but if you throw it 2 or 3 times and miss with it, you're going to find yourself at pretty low mana and not able to push them out of lane or kill them or anything, and then you're kind of going to be stuck just trying to last it with your autos and wait for your mana to come back, and it's potentially a bad situation if they notice that and their mana is high, and then they're going to jump on you. But there I do really good, push him out of lane, harass him. Probably not the best champion for him. The way their game kind of goes, they might have been fighting in champion select, and he ended up just having to mid because no one else wanted to, whatever. Anyway, so I obviously free farm. The Jax comes a little bit, but isn't able to stop me from eventually getting the tower, obviously, because he's got a jungle as well as now keep an eye on mid lane. The Vaynes go kind of even. I think theirs ends up getting a little bit of an advantage until we start kind of getting more team fight, skirmish fights going, and then just our team advantage ends up helping snowball our Vayne. So here's my first little bit of damage on the turret. It is only 5 minutes into the game, so the turret buff of armor isn't completely off. They changed that so that it has a lot of armor that wears off at about 8 minutes, I believe. So at around the 8-minute mark, your turret pushes are going to be a lot more effective than any time earlier than that. But I'm really not getting punished. I'm noticing that Aatrox is missing, so I'm pinging that, but we'll find out pretty soon that he's not coming after I get back to this turret 2 or 3 more times and with still no response. So got pretty good damage on that for it being pretty early game, pushing minion waves to it. So sitting around here farming, trying to think about what build I want to go. Definitely sticking to the Deathfire Graphs start. It just really helps, as you'll see a lot later. You can just absolutely blow people up, whether you're you know, using it halfway through your combo, which is sometimes what I end up doing, because I'll surprise myself with my damage, then I'll decide, okay, I want to use this and finish this kill. And even so, just using it to amplify maybe your last Q and your last couple charges of Spirit Rush, it's really just going to burst them down. So we get to see, I use that a lot more this game than my Ahri commentary 1, sorry. I use it a lot more than in that video where I didn't really get a chance to jump on someone without being severely punished for it. So here I am back on this turret. Almost got it down. I might get it down on this push. Just get one more minion wave to it and then it will be down, and that's really good for Ahri, because you wanna start roaming and basically being like a second jungler for your team at this point. Really, you would want to do that if you had, even if you had a laner still here. If you're able to push your wave all the way up to this turret like this, and they'll be forced to push it back, you'll have some time to roam to your top or your bottom lane, and just maybe help them get a kill. Just especially with your ultimate, it's very good for mobility and catching someone out. And if you can land a charm, you know, then you and whoever you're ganking for will get free damage. So Ahri's very good roaming champion in that way. Coming up top to help Darius push down this turret, I stay up here for a while and kind of push on this Karthus. It's pretty safe for, definitely for me to go against this Karthus. I'm not sure how this Darius has been faring. It can probably be pretty rough. It really all depends on how many lay wastes. It's Karthus's Q. Really depends how many of those you're taking from him. If you're avoiding those, you're avoiding most of his damage. So if Darius has been able to avoid those and kind of dump his combo of abilities, then he probably is having a pretty good time. Here I'm coming back because Jax is mid lane trying to answer for me not being there, but I'm just going to get there and force him back and then head back up top. So here here he is up the tower trying to push it down. I'm here, so obviously he can't just get any free damage on this. So now I'm gonna, he stays for a while and kind of basically plays the same way that Aatrox does, with a little more reliability because of his stun. So after he jumps on me, he's able to stun me and get another hit or two, but regardless, I'm pretty much using the same strategy of charm and dump my combo on him. So he does not end up outlaning me here. He eventually has to go leave lane, go back, or you know, go help elsewhere. That's their disadvantage of being down, is they're kind of expending their jungler as a laner, and it's costing them else in other places. So there, our Vayne actually gets the kill. I remember seeing the Vayne on Vayne pictures just constantly popping up. Obviously this is blind pick, so and I wasn't really sure if that was our Vayne doing good or their Vayne doing good. But eventually, once we get into fights, our Vayne gets fed enough, and a fed Vayne is a scary thing. So as long as Jax is in this lane, I'm gonna be, you know, just kind of poking him. I'm in a little more dangerous position now because I'm not close to my turret, but there's no jungler to jump on me because Jax is the jungler. So, you know, if right there I had gotten ganked, I probably would have died. But with my ultimate and Jax's everything being down because he just jumped and stunned me, so he had no abilities and nothing to do but auto attack, so I could just chase him down and stay at cast range and got an easy kill on him. So I'm gonna back now, and we're gonna go top lane, and like I said, start pushing on this Karthus and kind of see how that does. So I am starting to open the Deathfire Grasp. I believe this game I do go straight for the Deathfire Grasp and then Sorcerer's Shoes. A lot of times I will get the Needlessly Large Rod and the Fiendish Codex, and then just finish Sorcerer's Shoes and then finish the Deathfire Grasp, just because that's a little more, you add kind of one more step of increased power, even though the recipe finish is only 680. But other than Runes and Masteries, I don't have any Magic Pen, and Sorcerer's Shoes is a pretty quick and cheap way to get you some early Magic Pen, which is always good because every champion starts with Magic Resist, and you know, a lot of them will have blue Magic Resist, runes, or something like that. There I Flash Charm that Vayne, and then our Vayne ends up condemning her out of my queue, but which probably would have killed her. but we're still chasing these two down. There's no way that they were going to win that after Vayne getting caught like that. So there's Cat. Her ult gets Vayne. I think we do catch her here. No, maybe not. So I guess I'm not up in that Karthus lane yet. I do remember that though, so I will be up there. And we kind of end up having a whole team siege up there with Karthus and everyone joining the party. So here Jax is on my turret. Gets it this time because I spent way too long bottom lane. But I'm just kind of going to throw some abilities at him. Again, he's the jungler, so you know there's not really any opportunity for anyone else to come and aid him there. So whatever harass I can get on him is good. You know, if I can force him to back, that takes him off the map for a couple of minutes. So he was there, ended up getting my turret. There's Aatrox officially leaving, I guess. Really don't know what happened with him. It's unfortunate for them, but it's nice to be on the good end of that for once. And a lot of times, sick of having one or two people sitting at the fountain, and it's the rest of you pretty much fighting a losing game. So sucks when that happens, but sometimes you're on the good end, sometimes you're not. So we're just going to keep playing this game. It does go on kind of for a little while, I guess. 25 minutes is a pretty quick game, but it can be expected. Here, I'm trying to... I want to catch this Karthus with a charm. As soon as he steps in front of that minion, he ends up stepping back, and I don't get him. Obviously, that was warded, so I didn't know that, but... so that was warded, didn't get the charm, but here we go. We're going to siege this top turret now. There's Vayne. She stuns him, and I'm able to get a free Q that got a lot of harass on him. So that was good from her, coming from behind him like that. So Jax is sitting in that bush. He, in my opinion, does not come out soon enough. Here I've charmed and already gotten half a combo before he even shows. That is going to get me. I have no way to stop that damage, so that comes across. He gets a kill on me. But we do kill the Karthus. That's pretty much unavoidable damage. I mean, nothing you can do about that. You got to get the Karthus first, because he just has too much annoying sustained damage he can put on you if you don't kill him right away. But the downside is he is going to get that Requiem off for free. So an early game like this, when you just got no way to stop that without an inherent ability, a shield or something. So we got the Karthus. He got me. Pretty much unavoidable. I believe I'm 1-1 at this point, so staying pretty good. Got the Jax, and unfortunately died to the Karthus, but we're really going to start ramping up now. So here's our Vayne. She's going against the other Vayne here in mid. Yeah, so there she is. She's not farming as well, I think, is the big differential between the other Vayne. Like I said, I don't exactly know what happened bottom lane, but I know the farm differential between them was really an issue, so... But she'll get her opportunity to start catching up on farm. Here we got Katarina and Karthus up here on top trying to answer the siege that we just kind of put on their turret. You know, just always gotta know about Katarina that her damage is really going to come from jumping in and ulting, so I'm kind of always be aware of that and trying to be ready to hit her with a charm or something if she ever does ult, or if I don't have charm or a way to hit her with it, then I want to make sure that I can get out of her ult range, because if you can avoid that damage, she's basically got nothing left. She's really good at just kind of the AP version of Master Yi kind of thing, where if you're low, she's going to jump around and pick up all the low right there. You have two people. It's actually a really good spot for Katarina to be in. She probably should have used her resets a little better and maybe got on Vayne first. But she got two of us, wasn't able to clean up the rest, and she tried to get away, and I knew Vayne would be able to get her. So we ended up getting Katarina and Karthus for R2, and Jax. So 3-2 trade there. They end up having quite a few AFKs, I think. I don't know if that's where it starts, or if they come back, that Jax and Karthus that just left. But yeah, it just kind of snowballs. You can kind of imagine what's going on the other team. It's not a fun thing, and a lot of time leads to arguing when you've got someone who isn't playing, and playing a 4v5 is just a really really frustrating kind of situation when you're sitting there and need to play a half-hour game that you pretty much know you're going to lose. I mean, it doesn't mean you're always going to lose. There are people win 4v5s all the time, but just not a fun situation, hard game to play, and really requires a lot of coordination and stuff like that. It's just things that you won't get in random blind pick normal games when, you know, your teammates just will not listen to you whether it's the right call or not. You know, if you need to be all pushing one lane, it is one of the most painful experiences you can have, is getting in a solo queue random normal game and trying to get your teammates to group as 5 is one of the most difficult things, as most of you probably know. So here's Katarina trying to stop our siege. We're really trying to get this top lane that they've been defending tooth and nail. So me and Darius kind of sitting around. I stay in this bush, probably. I mean, it doesn't end up giving me a great ambush, but you know, all 5 of us are here right now, so Katarina is the only thing standing in our way between us and the turret. So we're just clearing waves. There's Tryndamere. You can see on the map Tryndamere split between the towers and caught her, so we've got free push now. Yeah, I think at this point it is only Katarina and Vayne that are moving. I think I remember at least one person coming back to play again, but yeah, it's pretty much ours to win now. Vayne is not going to be able to, especially Vayne and Katarina are not going to be able to do anything against any kind of outnumbering. Katarina kind of needs people to be low, and Vayne a little bit does too. Vayne needs protection more than anything, which a Katarina can't offer, so even like 2v2s and 2v3s are not going to go well for them. So just kind of running around farming. I want to get to some of the Deathfire Grasp kills, but just to kind of show how I'm using that item. A lot of times I do forget about it. I'm kind of trying to work on that too. I remember items like when I play AD carry, Blade of the Ruin King kind of thing that maybe I use more often, and I know I should use Deathfire Grasp more often, but it ends up kind of being like I want to save it for some bigger special kill, or I don't think I need it in a situation where I really should have just used it, and then when the cooldown came up again, used it again. Really will probably get me more kills. A lot of times on a lot of mid laners I end up kind of having more assists than I have kills, and that's fine. You know, I like playing the kind of the utility mids anyway. Here we go. I do get this Vayne with Deathfire Grasp. So Deathfire Grasp and 1 ult charge. Maybe 2 ult charges. I don't know how much I used on her. But that was able to just burst her down. And I did use it after like 2 or 3 abilities. So even though I probably should have opened with it, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to just open with it and all in her, because she could like ult and tumble away, or you know, condemn me away and escape, and then I would have kind of wasted ult and Deathfire. But after I got her to like half health, I kind of realized, okay, I should pop Deathfire and dump whatever else I have and try and finish her, and it was able to do that. So that comes with kind of the power spike that I've been able to get, and that's really the thing about Ahri, is to get snowballing. The more CS you can get and the quicker items you can get, you'll start clearing waves faster and bursting people a lot easier. You know, if you don't need your full combo, if you can Deathfire and Q and, you know, just pop a charge of the ultimate with your Foxfires to drop someone, then you'll still have, you know, more charges to get away, if it was kind of in and out kill, or more charges to help kill the next person or whatever it is. She has a combo you can really split among people if you can burst someone down with half of it, and then you can use the other half on another target or whatever you need. But yeah, I do tend to use more utility mid laners. Orianna is actually my favorite champion right now. I just love she has potential to still do a lot of damage, but in team fights it's just invaluable to have a shield that you can use every couple of seconds and a speed boost, and just so much utility. Her ultimate shockwave to bring everyone into one group, or pull someone in, just so much utility along with damage potential, and that's what I really like. Kind of like using those, end up using those champions more. But I do play people like Ahri, where her pretty much priority is to get kills. But Ahri kind of has, you know, that underlying kind of blitzcrank type of potential where, you know, if it's a 5-on-5 and you're facing off, one charm on whoever you can land it on, you know, your team can just burst them down and instantly you're now in a 5v4. So her charm is a really powerful skill to, you know, check bushes and just catch people off with. Its range is kind of underestimated. It seems to go a little bit farther than the missiles looks like it goes. So you can catch really far range people. This Katarina was actually pretty good. Normally you won't see Katarinas carry wards to jump to. That's kind of a Lee Sin thing, but Katarina is actually really good with that too, because it's like her teleport. So even there, you don't see her dash like you would a Lee Sin. You just see the teleport, and it can be really confusing. So it's actually a really big asset to carry on Katarina too, but you don't see many people doing it. Regardless, this wasn't a great composition for her to pick Katarina in. Obviously it was blind pick and she didn't know, but any game that you have a Fiddlesticks against Katarina is not going to be a fun one. He has just too much CC to stop your ultimate, and like I said, that's going to be all of her damage. You know, if you can't get off a mostly full ultimate to start killing people and start proccing your resets, you're going to be not a great asset to your team. So here we are, we're collapsing in on the base. I guess they only do have 2, maybe 1 person by now. So really not a good game for them. Here this was good. Darius actually got caught by Katarina and he lured her back to me, and this was another kind of Deathfire kill. He did get an assist for it, but you know, she was full health and I was able to Deathfire her and kill her without my full combo and a little bit of Darius help. So really powerful on Ahri if you can get a little bit of a snowball and a Deathfire grasp. You know, it just gives you the potential to kill like 2 people even in a very short amount of time. I do get a Rabadon's next, so that will definitely help. You know, Rabadon's after your Deathfire will add crazy damage because Deathfire is amplifying your magic damage and Rabadon's is amplifying your ability power, and that's happening all the time whether you're using it or not. So obviously hitting huge now, and you know that won't happen every game. We just kind of happen to get lucky, call it lucky or not, getting to play a game where we have an advantage. So this looks like it's probably going to be our final push, if I remember correctly. Aatrox did come back for some reason. I mean, I guess if he comes back and maybe wants to try and not get reported for AFK, but obviously I see him and know that he's going to be an easy kill. And actually we'll still have a full bounty because he doesn't have a string of deaths because he hasn't been here. So I still get a full 300 gold kill even though he was only level 4. Missed that charm on Vayne, but that's alright. Because I mean the reason I aggressed on her, I know she's not going to be able to do anything to me. But it would have been nice to hit that charm and get a nice clean full kill on her. So we're dropping in Hibs. Here she comes back. That time I land the charm and a Fiddlestick Sphere and just a lot of CC on this team that they're not going to like. Actually, right at the end, you're going to see Katarina try and ult all of us as we're hitting the Nexus, and she's just not even able to cast spells because Charm and Fiddlestick Silence and Fear, and just way too much. So here we go, we're on the Nexus, and this is going to be game. Yeah, there's the Katarina and my Charm and Fiddlestick Sphere and Drain and everything, and she would like to get an ult off, maybe get one more kill before the game ends. But here we go, and that is the game, and that's me still learning Ahri. Again, probably not a great game to watch since we were up so much, but there was a couple of kills there. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.